It is true what they say, you can never have too much of a good thing. So with that in mind, it is time to welcome back Karen Hardy for another helping of Choreography Corner. Oh, the many faces of Karen Hardy. Love that.
Let's go for that one.
That. Right, part two. Let's carry on with our incredible couples. We're going to talk about Tim and Natalie.
Yes.
Darcy thought that they captured the mood of the waltz perfectly on Saturday night. What did you think?
Well, I thought it's a great opportunity to say, never count anybody out of this competition. Look at this, I've chosen here. She dances into his arms. He takes the hold. He rises and falls across the dance floor. He's gliding, he's graceful. It was just beautiful. From a meltdown of week one to this recovery in a very, very short time. I was really impressed by it. I thought it was great.
Well
Beautiful.
done, Timothy. Sinetra and Brenda. Now, Craig said she had an all-round natural feel for this cha-cha-cha that she did. Were you impressed?
Yes, and this is the piece I've chosen here. Well, you basically see, first of all, she's got this great smile. She's got the cheeky look and the use of her arms. Her body doesn't stop. And you can tell that by the dress. The dress just keeps oozing, the arms keep going, and she's having a party. A la Cuba, having a ball together. She depicted the moment perfectly.
Well
I thought
done,
it was lovely.
Sinetra. Marvellous stuff. Right, Mark and Karen. A bit of a disagreement here between Bruno and Craig. Bruno thought Mark's arms were great, perfect. Craig said they were all over the place. Who would you tend to side with here? Who was right?
I'm going to head this time. I don't want them to beat me up outside somewhere, but I'm going to go more Bruno's side because actually I played it back, and this is a lovely clip I've got here. You know, for gentlemen to start using their arms this early on, it's not very often that we'll get it. It's so in harmony. He's using his arms right to the end. You know, ladies, we're used to touching our hair and you know, using our arms. Gentlemen are not. So he had a lot of arm movements throughout this entire dance, maybe a little bit too much, and that's maybe why the arms became a discussion amongst the judges. Probably it needed a little bit more simplification with the arms, but he did them in time with his body, and they all looked like they were finished to the end.
Good boy,
I love you,
Mark.
Craig. I do. I love you.
Okay, I know. He's going to get you. Scott and Joanne. Now, Bruno thought their tango was a bit weird and laboured. Huge fan of Scott. What did you think? He's definitely got better this week.
Yes, he is definitely better, and this is a great piece I've picked up here. Look at his top line there, from shoulder to shoulder, absolutely beautiful. He's got the strong head turn, and from about here, we'll stop looking at the television and we'll come straight back to you and I, OK? Because it all goes a little bit wrong. No, yeah. Don't look at any of that. He is improving, and that's what makes me happy. The one thing that they're not picking up on, and I really want him to do that, he's got feet that turn in. Now, the feet are the foundation. They're what make us move across the dance floor. And I'm hoping that they are making him walk around that studio and know that he's placing his heel to toe in a straight line.
Heel
to
toe.
Heels to toe. If he gets those right, he'll get an improvement all the way up through his body. But if he's tripping over down the bottom, it's going to start disrupting everything upstairs.
OK.
But a great improvement.
Right, Greg James, make him do that at work, around the studio the whole time.
Yes.
OK, Pixie and Trent. Now, all the judges praised her waltz. It was absolutely stunning. Tell me about the good stuff from Pixie.
There was so much. I mean, it was the fluidity most for me. I've taken a beautiful shot here where obviously the leg extension there was gorgeous, but she is on balance and in control when she's alone. You can see, and as soon as she goes into hold, she's back in control again. She has inner core control, which is brilliant. So no matter what Trent gives her, we're going to have some great performances. And it was just exquisite. It was embracing. It was beautiful. It was elegant. It was gorgeous.
She loved it.
I did. I
Pixie,
loved it.
Big thumbs up. OK, Steve and Ola. Now, the judges loved his tango last week. They gave him a bit of a tough time over his cha-cha-cha. What did you make of it all?
Right, only because it's week two, and we've got to be helping everybody at home what those judges are looking at. What we've said before is Latin, we must use the toes, OK? So I've built it up here. We've got the slow-mo here. Can you see those big heel leads there?
Heels. Okay.
Now, the worst thing for Steve, sadly, it's right at the beginning of his performance. So those judges, they're going to be looking down at those feet. They're going to be checking all things like that. That said, he had his hips moving, he had body movement going, he had his arms out, he had relationships with Ola. It was a great number. But those heels
He
to
had what with
toes
Ola?
are
Yeah.
not till the ballroom.
Okay.
He's got to have those toe movements in the Latin.
OK, I have to say, the moment when he gyrated in front of Ian Beale was absolute hashtag telly gold. Frankie and Kevin, the judges thought, bit of a hybrid dance here. We've got a cross of rock and roll and Charleston. Now, does that make it tricky for our couples?
This was a huge gamble, and I think if they hadn't have been at the high level of dancing that these two are, this could have all gone wrong. This could still be a rock and roll dance, or it could be a Charleston. Now, that was the challenge and a big gamble, because normally if we turn the music off, we should be able to tell which dance they're doing. But they fused together two dances that have strong characters. Bit of a gamble, and I think that's probably what confused the judges. But anyway, the dancing was fabulous, the costuming, the choreography, everything was first class, and they're almost professionals.
They are good, aren't they? Frankie's one to watch.
Very good.
Karen, a delight to see you as always. Karen Hardy, everybody. She knows her stuff. Right, they're Foxtrot at the weekend.